Hey everyone, we're waiting for people to arrive. All right. Let's get on TikTok. Hey Tori. I'm trying to get on TikTok too. Hey Jill. Hey Jennifer. You're on a walk for school to finish. Wait, what? I'm on a walk waiting for school to finish. Oh, because I'll probably drop it downstairs. No worries. Hey Kylie. Hey Janet. Carrie. Carly. Hey Training. Laura. How are you guys doing? LOL loves to paint. Okay. Oh, Lo loves to paint. Hi. Trying to read it. Trying to figure it out. All right. Let me try to get you guys were on first. I'm going to flip this around here. Oh, I do this. I totally forgot. There he goes. All right. So, how's everyone's weekend been? I'm trying YouTube tonight on an iPad. I don't think it's going to work for a long term solution, but could work for like a travel solution or something like that. I'm going to give it a go. Good. Thank you. Busy. Busy. Hey, everyone on TikTok. How are y'all tonight? Who else have joined? No, I haven't, Jill. I haven't been on YouTube in a while, so it's not you. Yeah, I'm sorry. I've been on TikTok a lot more because my whole setup for YouTube, but I'm doing both tonight. Hey y'all, how are you guys doing? I am on YouTube as well. For anybody who wants to jump over there, the chat's usually a little bit more chill, so that's just up to you guys. Same name, Justin on TikTok, of course, and I'm trying to grow that too. So if y'all want to follow there, please feel free to do so. How is everyone's weekend? Does everyone have a good? Everybody ready for the week? Start spring break for me, so looking forward to a break in classes. Yeah, that'll be nice. Going anywhere good or just staying at home? I don't really have a topic per se tonight. I guess the biggest thing is all the warrants being served in the Koberger case. Um, that's because I think there's been some misinformation floating out there around about the knife. I have not seen the ID Idaho thing yet. So yeah, I heard there's Arctic vortex or something coming in, and then we have a nor'easter coming in. Okay, so I will give an update on the feathers here. So for those of y'all who saw that video about the feathers and like what the hell happened, Alyssa went back in and found like went through our nest footage and it's kind of blurry, but there's like a big bird sitting there doing something. I'm guessing eating another bird, and he's like on the roof of that car for like a good hour. So I'm guessing that is what happened. And I did not drive. I haven't driven that car. I drove it yesterday. We didn't hit anything yesterday with it, so just kind of came out to it today. And yeah, it's not that they necessarily believe that the knife was ordered on Amazon per se. That is one of the many places that warrants have been uh, presented to or served to, I should say. So not necessarily. There's also like a couple knife companies, and like I mean, they've really submitted a lot of requests to a lot of different companies. And I think what they're doing is they're searching for where he could have gotten the knife. Now, when I first read it, yeah, I am back on YouTube. When I first read it, um, I thought that it was like, oh my gosh, I found the knife from Amazon. He screwed, but then I stopped and I read it. So, and if you're not late, Nadine, we just got on. Will I be up for? I don't know if anything good happens. I'll stream Banfield, but if not, probably not. Not if there's nothing really happening. My time's not blue. Oh, you're probably trying to bait me. Gotcha. The thing where they record creators and try to trick us. Usually I don't fall for it, but I did this time. Totally fine. So I'll end up on somebody's TikTok of them trying to like, look what I did to this creator. Anyways, I digress. Where is Winston? Back in my wife's or my daughter's teepee in her bedroom. That is where he is. Yes, we are back on YouTube as well. So for sure. And again, like I'll tell all of you guys, if you want to jump onto YouTube, you can. The chat, there's 26 people on YouTube. So obviously, chat's a lot slower. It's more likely I'll be able to see comments and answer questions because of the scrolling. And of course, I'm trying to grow YouTube. So again, please feel free. I was going to share something else with you guys too. I don't remember. I don't know. Hey, Emily. Have you heard about the Selena and Haley Bieber Jenner's drama? Okay, I've seen. Okay, so I don't want to say that I've heard about the. I have heard about the drama actually. I didn't know that the Jenners were involved in it, and I don't know that much of it. But I mean, Justin Bieber kind of did Selena wrong. You know, I guess I'm on that team. So yeah. Did I finish the jukebox? Yes, I did finish the jukebox, and in a manner of speaking, it's up and running and it's loaded with with records, but I'm waiting for locks to get here. So I did get a new car this weekend though, so that's kind of exciting. Hey, in Pennsylvania. So yeah, feeling good being part of the YouTube club. I'm glad. Yep, I'm. You know. So anyway, I think there's something else that was happening. I don't remember what it was. So apparently they brought back the Acura Integra. So I went and bought that because I'm a ricer at heart, guys. I am a ricer at heart. But no, seriously, what happened is for my work car. So we have like a lot of cars, but for my work car, we bought just a cheap whatever Volkswagen Taos. Don't buy a Volkswagen Taos. That is the best thing I can tell you guys right now. It's a 2022 and it is currently in the shop with. Yeah, it is. It's pretty sweet. It's in the shop with a blown head gasket and a leaky valve, and so I'm like, that's okay. It'd be a Honda in your country, Tori. Um, and anyways, so I'm just like, you know what? I don't want this thing to leave me stranded, like somewhere in the middle of nowhere or downtown Memphis or whatever. So it's gone. So while it's in the shop, I've already sold it to like Vroom, and I'm just, you know, they got to come pick it up or whatever after it's done. But I was actually going to look at a Mercedes, and then they had this a 2023 Integra A spec, which is like top of the line with technology, blah 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 blah, and it had 3,000 miles on it. The guy who bought it owned it for 2 weeks. Apparently, he's like one of those guys who sells sneakers for a living, makes like a fortune. So I don't know why he bought an Integra in the first place, but nevertheless, he wanted something with more power, so he traded it for an AMG. It's got 3,000 miles on it. So. Been following since the beginning of the Idaho case. What do I think Brian Koberger will plead come June? He is 1,000% going to plead not guilty. 1,000%. So now, yeah, we have a Mercedes convertible already, and I mean we love Mercedes. We've owned 3 of them. I love Mercedes, but you know, an Acura is a Honda. They're incredibly reliable cars, them and Toyotas. So it's good. It's got so many features. So you know. Oh yeah, Brian Kober is going to definitely. I didn't say he was not guilty. I said he's going to plead not guilty. Thank you for the follow, Steezy. You love your Teos. Well, word here is I got mine has 18,299 miles on it, and it blew a head gasket on the way to the airport. So you have that to look forward to, Susan. No, I bought an Acura. No, I don't have the ID channel, so I can't stream it. Yeah, all an Acura is a Honda. Yeah, I'm at 18,000. I drive a lot, Susan. I drive a lot. So, anyways, that is my thing on the Volkswagen Taos. I also bought the cheapest Taos that I could find. Yeah, Toyotas are great cars too. What's up? Oh, Steezy's got my picture. Good for them. We're just going to go ahead and report you for impersonating me. Y'all do me a favor, please, and report Steezy GX because he is trying to pretend to be me. And we're going to go ahead and report that. Give me a second. Submit. There we go. There we go. Blown head gasket is what happened to it. Yeah, VW. Yeah, I wouldn't buy Chevy anyways. Chevys are not my thing. Um, I think it was a bird, Matt. I think it was a bird. I think one bird ate another bird. No, I don't have the ID channel, guys, so I can't stream it. I don't have the ID channel. Oh, you guys can't report them because y'all are on YouTube, so it's totally fine. All right. Well, if you have it as my profile picture to show support, although it's like this live, so that's kind of, I find that very challenging to believe, but whatever. It's cool. Oh, it's the new stupid trend. Okay. I mean, you just followed me, so I don't know if you're a big fan, but whatever. If that's, it doesn't bother me that much, um, but whatever. He don't. So doesn't matter. Not relevant. Not relevant. Hey, Kathy, thank you for the follow. I mean, there really isn't a lot going on in the news cycle, really, as far as murder and crimes. I think, yeah, I do. I need to get, well, to there. They won't verify me. It's very annoying. Um, I used, yeah, other, I think. The banks, we can talk about the banks. That's very interesting. So, okay, have y'all heard? Um, okay, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Do y'all know about the run on the banks? I need to educate. Well, if you were, I was in Sojo's live earlier today, and I still need to educate myself a little bit more on Olivia Soto's case. I'm gonna listen to her podcast, Sojo's podcast this week, and I would encourage other people to. Okay, so for those of y'all who aren't sure what I'm talking about, the bank drama. So Silicon Valley Bank, um, basically, like they crashed. They crashed, and there was a run on the bank, and so this is like some major companies, a lot of money. They're going to be back up on Monday. The amounts of deposits went well over the FDIC insured amounts. I mean, it's companies like Roku and Roblox and like all sorts of like really big companies were there. And so what happens, typically speaking, is with banks, the way that they make their money is, they take your money and they loan out money, based and make interest, and they give you like a 0.5%, or not even. They give you like a fraction of a 0.5%, and then they take like 6% or 7% or whatever. Etsy, yep, that's another one. Um, and but this bank, these people didn't really need that, or they had other investors, et cetera. So they took the money and they invested in bonds. And basically, the reason they invested in these bonds was because they expected the Fed to raise rates slowly. And banks, as you know, the rates have not been rising slowly; they've been rising very quickly. And so they sold off the portfolio at a loss. The bond portfolio like for $2 billion, but it was worth more than that. And yeah, they made a lot of risky investments, more than risky investments. Yeah, you're 100% right, Aaron. I'm just giving kind of the highlights of it. So basically, they crashed. It's, I think, the biggest like bank catastrophe since 2008, and the second biggest in history. So or something like that. So yeah, they crashed. Everybody's pooling their money. Apparently, though, everybody's going to have access to their money again come Monday. So yes, I am on YouTube as well. Yes. So that's the big deal, and it's kind of scary though. I don't think it. I haven't heard that it had anything to do with crypto, but it's very possible, especially it's in California. It's Silicon Valley Bank is what it is. It's Silicon Valley. I mean, to put it mildly, to tell you kind of how much money was in this bank, the level of money that the amount of money that the FDIC insures is 100 grand, and only 5% of the accounts had an amount where the FDIC could insure all of it. Everything outside of that was more than that. But the bigger challenge is that, I mean, hopefully this is just an isolated incident, and we're not getting into something really, really big. I really hope. I got on about 15 minutes ago. Is FDIC up to 250K? Okay, I did not know that. I thought it was still 100 grand. So I did not know that. So thank you, Kathy. So yeah, that's basically what happened. But hopefully it's not something. I mean, we're all getting squeezed anyways between interest rates and everything. So okay, it's 250. The last time I looked at it was 100 grand. So that shows you how out of touch I am. Okay, sorry, I'm wrong. I literally haven't. They have locations around the U.S. Okay, I know there was the one. So well, thank you, Loris or Lori, not Loris. That's yeah. So signatures next. U.S. regulators bought it today. I think. Yeah, I heard something like that. That the U.S. regulators got it, and a bank in New York. Yeah, I mean the Lori. I know. I saw it after I said it. Did you watch MH370? I did not. I don't know what that is. Was it a Wells Fargo bank? No, it was not Wells Fargo. It was Silicon Valley Bank. Yeah, they're always going to end up getting their money. And I read it and I was like, Loris, that's not a name. And then it's just yeah, sorry, it's all lowercase and it's going quick in my brains, whatever. So sorry about sorry about that. Um, but anyways, yeah. So it's hopefully it's not something that we all have to be concerned about. Hopefully it's something that's isolated to maybe that bank. You heard signature as well. Yeah, that's what Stephanie on YouTube said as well. I well the pro I think that if you're buying a new home, I mean I think you're probably okay. I mean you're better to do it now than rent or be stuck somewhere. But the that's what I'm seeing. I haven't read that, but that's what a couple of people have said. So that signature is next behind Silicon Valley. So do you still live in the same town as your no contact parent? This is a great question. So Trisha, no, I do not. So to kind of tell you that story in a nutshell, I'll be happy to answer this. My mother lives in the Atlanta area, and I left Atlanta about 2010, so it'll be 13 years this year. And when I was out, I moved to Texas. We lived there for a few years, so I think the end of 2015, so 5 years, 5 or 6 years. And my mom came out one time the entire time to visit me, which was for my wedding. That was it. And she stayed a day, and that was it. And anyway, so then we came here, but I'm in Nashville now. So it is very hard when you do live in that town. So, when people ask me about mine, Trisha, I don't say that she's fine. I tell them the story. I out them. I lived in San Antonio. What do you think of credit union banks? I actually like credit unions. I think that typically speaking, their interest rates are a little bit better. I think that um, they're more conservative with their investments because it's more local. I'm a fan of credit unions. Bitcoin rebounds above 22.5 after federal regulators vowed to protect Silicon Valley Bank. Okay, so there was. Okay, cool. Signature Bank is the bank of big stars. Gotcha. Y'all know a lot more about this than me. You're in Nashville too? Awesome. Well, hey, neighbor. Great Mexican food. Tex-Mex, yeah, phenomenal food. I haven't had good Mexican food as long as I've lived in Tennessee. So I'm looking at both of y'all. I wonder if I can move. Maybe I can move y'all here, and that way, if I'm looking at one, I'm looking at both. Let's try that. Sorry, I'm on YouTube, guys, too. For anybody, there's only 26 people there, so if anybody wants to jump over there, feel free. Because I am trying to grow that as well. So yeah, the bank thing is very, very interesting. I know we should have some kind of hot button topic. Where is the doll? The Cabbage Patch doll is back in my daughter's room. That is where it is. So funny. Any updates on the train? I haven't been really paying much attention to the trains. I did learn today, though. I think it has something to do with the banks too. And again, this is just me telling y'all. I don't want anybody to jump on me for saying this because I know it gets volatile with politics. I'm just stating facts. I'm not like giving bias one way or the other. I just want to make that clear. But apparently, during the Trump administration, he signed something that I guess made regulations on trains more lax, which is basically what allowed what's been happening with trains to happen. That's not me. I've not heard any updates on Lindsay Clancy. I've not heard any updates. So again, I'm not sitting here saying anything one way or I'm not giving any opinions. I'm just telling y'all a fact. So please don't jump on me. It was the brakes. Yeah, safety protocols. So I just don't want people to jump on me. That's all I'm saying. Because I know how polarizing talking about that kind of stuff can be. Did I hear that Silicon Valley Bank employees receive bonuses? Okay, yes, thank you, Gigi, for bringing that up. Yeah, that's true too. Silicon Valley employees received bonuses like hours before the bank was shut down. Hours before. Updates on Julia. So yeah, I can give you that. Yeah, there was a lot of deregulation. I'm not, like I said, I'm not like whatever. I'm just, it's just the facts are what the facts are. Facts don't care about feelings. Facts are facts. This is what happened. This is what was signed. This is why some of the issues happen because companies are going to want to take advantage of that. So Julia is in the United States. We know that. Supposedly she's getting her DNA test. Did the executive also sell stocks? I don't know. I think so. Wheel bearings do not go out overnight. No, it's lack of maintenance. 100%. 100%. Lack of maintenance. And really, I mean, especially as much load and miles that trains get on them, not looking at a bearing is, I mean, it's challenging. But I did hear that about the bonuses. They sold all their stuff last month. To see that Alex will be BA. What's the rest of it, Annie? I'm kind of all over the place tonight. We're talking about Silicon Valley, the bank run on the bank. We're talking about the trains and stuff like that. Steph, I don't swing either way. Nobody knows what way I go. I go both ways, and the thing is, all I do is I don't swing one way or another. I don't get let my political opinions known. The only thing I do is I stand up for people who are marginalized, and if that makes you feel that I'm swinging far left, then I think that you probably need to take a look at yourself on that. I don't say which company. I have almost 1 million followers, Marilyn, so I don't say what company I work for because if somebody gets mad at me or you don't ever know who's listening, then they could try to do whatever. Because I also will come here and say stuff that's very right. Like I love Richard Nixon, and I have an autographed picture of Reagan over there. So my brother used to work for Newt Gingrich, so I have that around here somewhere too. So that's all I'm saying is that, just because you think I swing one way or the other doesn't mean that you're right on that. Well, my opinions aren't known because I don't give them. So all I say, the only thing is I do is I don't, like I said, I stand up for marginalized group. I think that people should have equal rights, and I think that people shouldn't be regulated. That's all. Not my place to judge. I am very neutral, and I guarantee you, you would be surprised. Oh, I like Richard Nixon. He did bad things, but he did good things too. But the point is I'm just saying, I think that you would be very, very surprised if I ever actually got on here and spouted my political opinion. I will not answer that, Kath, because I don't get political. So, anyways, I thought they were asking if you were swinging. No, they weren't asking that. They were talking about politics. What does Alyssa up to? I think she just came on. I didn't know what BA stood for. I think she just came in. I can invite her. Okay, well then we're on the same page, Steph. Like I said, the only thing I do with my opinions is I don't think people should be regulated, and as a man, I talk about that in my opinion to the extent that I feel like I'm able to. And the other thing is, like I said, I stand up for, I'm an ally to the LGBTQ community, and I'm, very anti-racist. So those are the things that I talk about. I'm also half Jewish, so I don't like people talking negatively about the Jews and anti-Semitism. So, that's all. I don't get into my actual political opinions. But I'm also not black and white. But I apologize then for saying to look within yourself. I should not have said that, so I apologize. Do I think Brian Koberger will get the firing squad? I do not think he will get the firing squad, and here is why. Oh, okay, so y'all are like family. Um, because they're going to reintroduce the firing squad thing, okay? And the reason that they're doing that is because right now, with everything going on, there's not enough of the drugs that they use for lethal injection. And so that's why they're reintroducing it. Now, by the time Kohberger goes through, he gets. We can come back and talk about Murdoch in a minute. I'm happy to do that. By the time Kohberger goes to court, we're going to go ahead and assume a conviction. And by the time he actually gets to the part where they're ready to put him to death, very likely the drugs will no longer be a problem. So I don't think he will get a firing squad. I really don't. Do I think Brian will be guilty? Yes, Kath, I do. I absolutely think he will be guilty. I think that there's just, if what I found really interesting when we're talking about Kohberger, sorry, I'm looking at you guys. Sorry, I'm looking at what something YouTube said here. So I was looking at what you were saying, Alexis, and yeah, you're right. You're right. When you look at like the Murdoch case, I'll try to look here real quick. Sorry. Yeah. So I'm going to stop real quick. So Nixon also ended the Vietnam War, and he also opened trade relations with China. One of the bad things he did was he took us off the gold standard. And I mean, obviously, the whole Watergate thing. I've talked about the Grizzlies before, but let me finish. Let me finish this Kohberger stuff real quick before I do, and then we'll come back and I can remind me to talk about the Grizzlies. So, anyways, when we looked at everything that was going on with Murdoch, a lot of it was circumstantial. I did not hear that he was going back to court in the wrongful suit. Interesting. I'll have to look at that. I've kind of just been like whatever this week, and I haven't really been paying attention to the news. So I'm hoping to get back to it in the next week. But we looked at all the cell phone data, which I did not even know. I don't think most people knew that their phones could do all of that stuff. And I think that there's going to be a lot of that when it comes out to. Oh, okay, got you, Annie. I think a lot of this stuff is going to come out during the Kohberger case, and I think that there's more too. There is DNA. There is some really weird stuff. They took a lot of stuff. They're not, as of now, they're not lifting the gag order. That, from what I understand. I know Brian's team is trying very hard, fighting to keep it in place. So my understanding is that they're not. Also, Home Depot co-founder torches woke Silicon Valley Bank. Yeah, I saw something about that too. I didn't get to read the article, but I saw that there was something about the Home Depot co-founder calling Silicon Valley Bank woke and I didn't see why, like what his opinion was on it. So I did not know that there was a Mallory. Somebody just told me Jamie in here, so I did not know that. So yeah, I will do some due diligence and find out that. I owe y'all updates on, I guess, Murdoch. I owe y'all updates on Julia Wendell. I owe y'all updates on probably some of the Kohberger stuff. And then somebody asked about Crisley. We can talk about Crisley. Hold on a second. This is an interesting comment. I think because of the cell phone stuff, they got the knife and shovel. Well, they did get the shovel, so we know about that. But I think the biggest thing, like, how are you going to explain? Look, being up in the middle of the night, he's a night owl. We know that you can get the time change, and I didn't even think about the time change. That was not my initial thought. One of y'all in one of these lives kind of said the same thing, but basically, with the time change stuff, it would have been at 1 o'clock in the morning. It would have been 1. He's on East Coast. 12. 11, 10 o'clock there. So it's not that late. But his parents would have probably been in bed. So he's doing the stuff with the trash, taking it to neighbors. That's really hard to kind of try to explain. No, they don't have. We're speculating that they have the knife. We don't know that they have the knife. She said, I think because of the cell phone stuff that they got the knife. We don't know if they have the knife. That's just a speculation. We're talking about the Kohberger case. No, they've not found the knife. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna. Well, I'm probably not gonna do any videos on the bank run thing. At least not at this point. So, because yeah, you are right. They did find a shovel when I think it was in his car, right? I think they found a shovel. That was one of the things that the police took in the warrant. We don't know that they have. So, Jen. So to talk about that real quick. from my understanding, is they don't have a knife or the knife. What's been going around is the Amazon thing, and the Amazon thing isn't a. They definitely have a knife kind of thing. The Amazon thing. I'm gonna try to lift you guys up here a little bit. The Amazon thing is a search warrant to Amazon in attempts and hopes to find the knife. As far as the Chrisleys go, so I want to say that I respectfully happier than a pig in shit. I respectfully disagree with you on half of what you said. So I agree that they deserve to be punished. Sorry, guys. I agree that they deserve to be punished. I think that their punishment was too long, and what I'm basing that on, and I know it's an apples to, it could have been a snow shovel. That's a good devil's advocate part. Yeah. I didn't think about that. They didn't specify what kind of shovel it was. So good. Hey, Doug. But basically, I think that when you look at the fact that he got Todd Chrisley got as much time as Josh Duggar, to me, that doesn't seem fair. That's all I'm saying. Like, it's a financial crime versus a crime that actually, versus what the Duggar did, which we won't talk about. Yeah, it's a lot chiller on here, on YouTube. Yeah. I think I saw Emmy over. There's Emmy. Yeah, there he is. She is. That's all. I don't know what MH370 is. I'm gonna Google it. Hold on. What is? I don't know what that is. Oh, Malaysian Airlines. Okay. Oh, did they find something on that today? Is that in the news? Is that? Oh, no. Oh, it's a Netflix series. Okay. No, I've not seen that yet. That would be interesting. That was on the Malaysian plane that just Flight 370 that just like literally disappeared. I remember that. It was so weird. Like they found nothing from that at all. We don't really have a focus tonight. We're kind of all over the place. Yeah, Josh Duggar should have gotten more time. I mean, the Grizzlies, it was a financial crime. They did something wrong. They deserve to be punished. They do. Is 12 years the punishment they deserve? Probably not. So, but no, the Malaysia thing, I probably will watch that. Maybe we could stream that or something in between all of this. I know that I am going to U.S. conspiracy stop China from getting hold of something. On the Malaysian flight, maybe. Peter Player finally discovered in the India. Okay, I never heard. I guess they were quiet about that, Doug. I believe you though. What happened with all those feathers? I rinsed them off with a hose, and thank you, wishing. And we think that basically a bird ate another bird. I know I bounce all over the place, Clark. It's ADD, and it's all the people in here asking different questions about different things that they want to know, and I try to keep up. For the shovel, that's part of the Brian Koberger, Idaho case. I did not hear about Tyler Doyle. Give me the update. Or maybe I can Google it. Oh, here we go. There's no news. Is there news? I don't know am I manifesting what? It's very vague because I don't know in what regard I would be manifesting. How do you pull me up on YouTube? You just go to YouTube and it's the same name as on here, Justin on TikTok, because I'm not very clever. Yeah, I'm all over the place, Clark. I'm sorry. Do I know if the Memphis officers involved with Tyree Nichols will be live? You remember the trial? I don't know yet. Hey, Greg, how are you? I'm used to your kids have ADD and ADHD. Yeah, that's me. I don't know. I haven't seen anything about the trial on what happened with him. It's been kind of quiet, I guess, from what I've seen. You're ADD bouncing back and forth with our ADD. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's hard for me, especially when there's nothing like one big thing going on. It's kind of hard. Oh yeah, I know about Tyler Doyle. Yeah, I know he went missing from boating, and they haven't found him at all. And I know a lot of people thought that there was some conspiracy involved. The reason I never covered is I don't think it's a conspiracy thing where any foul play was met. I think that it was. I think that it was just an accidental thing, and it's sad. I will say this though, on a completely different note. I finally finished You, and they just dropped the second part of season 4 for You on Netflix. And there's a lot of like I feel like Koberger was taking notes from that show to do what he did. There's a lot of stuff that's like Koberger. I don't know. I don't either. I have ADHD reasons why I do. Well, I appreciate that. That you understand the pain. You just went all dark. Yeah, I don't know how I did that. I don't know who Julian Sands is. So I'm looking at the YouTube people now. Did I watch the Oscars? I haven't watched any award show in years. I just don't care, to be honest with you. To me, I feel like movies have gotten, for the most part, not incredibly. I feel like movies have gotten crap since the early 2000s. At the same time, I'm also a massive fan of the Fast and Furious franchise, so you probably don't want to judge me on my movie culture. Yeah, I know the U twist was. Yeah, I know. We kind of saw it coming, though, but I wasn't sure. I did not see the Idaho show on ID. I don't have ID. Movies, yeah, movies are unrealistic. So yeah, I jump back and forth to everything. Sorry about that, guys. I try to keep y'all on it, but when people come in, it's kind of hard. So I'm not going to give you any spoilers. I am not Ricky Dillon, but I get this a lot. So you should follow me though if you want a Ricky Dillon impersonator. Yeah, we just finished that one. It was good. It was good. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm still good with it though. Destiny. I really am. I'm good with it. Fast and Furious 10 comes out on my birthday, and I'm definitely going to be seeing that. You felt sorry for me today? Oh, on the car? Don't feel. Am I in South Carolina? No, I am in Tennessee. Yeah, apparently Penn Bagley had like no lines this season. Like if you look at it, it's all like his character, like Joe had no lines. Sorry, he had a lot of lines. Joe had no lines. It was all like narration. But yes, massive twist. I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it yet. Did I know that Wells Fargo, Bank of America, J.P. Morgan Chase, and Morgan Stanley collectively lost $50 billion over the last 2 days? Jeez. Yeah, I know the market. The market is going to be horrid tomorrow. Oh, you're in Murfreesboro. You're not far from me. I am in the Nashville area. Is this the ADD channel? It is tonight, y'all. It is tonight. What about the Georgie father of 5 that was found rolled in the carpet in Louisiana? I've not heard of any of this stuff. Like I probably need to. I can't really Google right now because apparently on the iPad, if I switch out of it, I go black. So I'll Google it later. I know it's a massive number, $50 billion. That's almost an unfathomable number. Of course, I appreciate you guys sharing y'all's time with me. I'm just on here. You guys support me, so I mean, I appreciate y'all for sure. She just pled guilty for shooting someone twice in the back. Interesting. Keeps you awake while babysitting. Oh, that I don't know why this reminded me of that. So when I was buying this car the other day, I gotta tell y'all this is kind of funny. So occasionally, I get recognized, and here's what I will tell you. For the most part, I can't speak for every creator out there, but if like you see me out, y'all are very welcome to come approach me. I am very approachable. I will absolutely talk to you because I'm going to be honest. The narcissistic tendencies within myself that I have to work through, or maybe it's not even that. Maybe it's the hole that's left by having a narcissist parent. Anyways, I like the attention from it, so you are welcome to come up to me, and it's happened, a few times. But the other day we were at the dealership, and this girl like kept looking at me. She was with her mom at the dealership. I think she was probably, I would say she was like 19 to maybe 23, somewhere in that range. I can't tell anymore. Um, and like she was definitely like, I think thinking it was me, and like she was trying to like act like she was taking selfies, but it was so obvious that she was taking pictures of me. And part of me want to be like, but I don't want to be like that guy. Part of me want to be like, if you think that I am who I am. And the thing is, they called like Alyssa called me Justin. The dealership people called me Justin. So it's like, anyways. Oh, I do. I love the attention in me. I'm a ham. So I'm just saying, like, if that ever happens, or for any of the creators that you see that y'all follow, y'all are really welcome to come up and just like say hi. I will be totally cool about that and be flattered that y'all recognize me in public, for the record. So, anyways, but it was weird that they were like, it was like so obvious what she was doing. Y'all follow so many more cases. You're so yeah, that's kind of how I am. Here's the thing. Like, I kind of y'all notice I haven't really. Do you think a cyber war could ever happen? Oh, 100%, I do. You mean where a war's fought completely without soldiers or behind any enemy lines? It's all just like via cyber warfare. 100%, 100%. I think it could happen. That's why you don't have sub, Justin. I would love to subscribe. I haven't done it because I feel like, but I mean, I could add it. I don't really know, but yeah, I can add it. I've not done that. When I get off, I'll look at that. JP Morgan is trending after. We might have to watch this bank stuff. So who do I think unalive John Bonet? I don't know, but I don't think it was the family. Sorry, I know that's all over the place. JP Morgan's trending on Twitter. Nobody needs to take their money out yet. Quite the bird shocker. I know it was. Yeah. The Delphi murders. I know those are. I don't think it was the brother. I think that any more Chinese subs hanging around the U.S. Not that I've heard. Y'all want to hear a funny story though? I'll share that story. Made me think of a story. I'm gonna because we're not really talking about anything. We're all over the place. I'll share a story with y'all. So my grandfather lived in Miami. Okay, this is a sub story about Nazis sitting off the coast of Florida. That's the spoiler alert on this. But basically, my grandfather would always say you could always tell a German because they would walk with one hand behind their back or whatever. I don't know if that's really true. But whenever they did, him and his brothers or friends would always go grab him and just like beat the crap out of him, apparently, because that's how understanding they were as a generation. But anyways, nevertheless, apparently they were doing sub trainings during World War II off the coast of Miami. And I guess back then they had to do it based on hearing and stuff like that. I mean, I don't really understand that stuff. Somebody in here might know more than me on that. But anyways, he did a sub tour, identified where everything was, and then he told his CO that there was something else out there. And the CO was like, "No, you identified everything. We're getting ready to service." Like, no, there's something else out there. And they were able to make it surface, and it was a German U-boat sitting off the coast of Miami with like local movie theater stubs in it and like copies of the newspaper and like all sorts of like candy wrappers and local things from Miami that these guys were getting off their sub and coming onto shore in Miami and then going back to their sub. So I know. Well, Emmy I think was invested before me. So anyways, that's a story I thought I'd share with y'all real quick because that reminded me of that. But no, I've not heard about any more subs. Hey Kim, how are you? Kimberly, how are you doing? I hope you're feeling good. You're looking less swollen, so that's good. I'm happy that you're healing well. JP Morgan Chase owns ship seized in one through. I did not. Lars, you're like all in on. You know all of this stuff. This is. I mean, you're a wealth of knowledge with this. JP Morgan Chase is trending. It always should be for the cocaine boat that disappeared. Interesting. What about the ship sitting offshore around the U.S.? I have not heard anything about. I have just like kept myself in a bubble the last several days. So I don't know. We're talking about whatever comes up. Sweet sassy. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna have to. Hopefully, I don't lose y'all. Hold on. Who is? I'm googling this right now. No, that's not it. I'm not seeing it, but I don't want to like sit here and like just Google, like deep dive Google. So I will try to find it. Sorry guys, did I black out again when I did that? Let me know if I blacked out again on YouTube people. Off Hawaii, Alaska, and one of the Carolinas. Interesting. Whose boats are they? JP Morgan took all that money in 2019. Very interesting, Lars. I didn't know anything about that. Hey, Michelle. China's boats. Interesting. Russia's boats. Let me say Russia. Florida's Russia. Yes, we the feathers on the car apparently was a bird used as a dining table to eat a cannibal bird used it to eat another bird. Both. Gotcha. Well, they are friends. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going off y'all what y'all are saying. I have not heard anything about this. Yeah, I did hear something. I didn't get to again. I haven't really. Okay, I did see that Caldwell. I'm gonna finish this. Apparently, like the head of or somebody at the Pentagon or some UFO program said that like there could be a UFO mothership sitting in our universe right now, or in our galaxy right now. So there's that. I don't know if y'all saw that. Um, did you see the newest revelations? Alex's brother calling him a liar, saying he's not telling the truth. I did see that. He said he didn't know if he pulled the trigger. Thank you for the follow, Roger. He did pull the trigger, or he didn't know if he pulled the trigger, but he knows that he knows more than what he's saying. So yeah, I mean, why not? At this point, y'all, nothing is going to surprise us. Like, oh, there's an alien mothership sitting on in our galaxy. Cool, figures. If they were smart, they'd leave this planet. They'd be like, Earth is a dumpster fire. Let's just go somewhere else. So, yeah, you saw about that too. I know it's weird, right? Like, I should do a video on that. No, that's funny. I don't know, Lars. I don't know. You have to ask the UFO guy. Okay, the thing about the drug cartel activity, though, I just really, and I know Lori said the same thing. I really just can't get behind that. No, where did you send it to? Where did you send it? There was the Pentagon that said that. Thank you. I thought it was the Pentagon. But I didn't want to be wrong. So thank you. I thought that's what it was. Yeah, we're ready for it. We're ready for it. Okay, I haven't checked them, Lori. I haven't really been on TikTok much today. I actually didn't even. I posted the bird video, and then I posted another video that I found in drafts that I never posted. So, yeah, I don't think the cartel, like people feel like I feel like people feel, because remember, people think that the cartel is involved in Idaho too. Um, I think people feel like the cartel is way more active than they really are. Yeah, I agree. Shooting anything at it that travels at an interstellar level is a bad idea. I agree. Julia Madeline, she is in the U.S. right now. I need to do a video update, and supposedly she's doing. No, happy to give y'all an update on the Julia situation. Supposedly she is doing a DNA test. She feels much safer and is happier in the U.S. And that is what I know for the time being. Fia's kind of been weird with the updates that she's been giving, and Julia's Instagram is still shut down. So I don't know. Except the world in the USA did not realize drug cartel situation sooner. This started 27 years ago. Today, the cartels rule without. Yeah. The Oscar for Best Actor went to Brendan Fraser, guys. That just came across my thing. I'm glad Brendan Fraser, y'all, got like so screwed. Like he really did. And he just came back to Hollywood, and I'm so glad they gave him an Oscar. I don't know what movie it was, or anything like that, but yeah. Have you heard the theory that aliens are humans from the future coming back to Earth to help? I have not heard that. Yeah, the Murdoch trial is far from over. Will the Brian Kohberger trial be live? Very likely, very likely, um, very likely. Oh, huge is the movie. Is the whale? Okay. Donald Trump is a much larger danger to. Well, again, I don't go political from that perspective, Lars. But yes, the Mexican. But I will agree that the Mexican drug cartel is not as Yeah, we are definitely in a de-evolution right now. A devolution. You know what I'm saying. De-evolution. I think that's it. Um, the Murdoch's boat. Yeah, that's funny. I wish the Daybell trial was televised. We're going to be covering that. Yeah, if y'all don't know what happened to Brendan Fraser, like he was, if y'all are, remember in the '90s, for those of y'all who are old enough to remember the '90s, he was huge in everything, and then he spoke out against Hollywood, and like he was molested, and he talked out about it, and he was basically blacklisted. You want to know? We have some drama actually in a town near me involving Kirk Cameron. When I say near me, I mean like literally 5 minutes down the road. Maybe 10 or 20, but very close. I remember the Caveman movie. I liked Blast from the Past, and there was another one that I liked that he did. That was really good. But I like Blast from the Past. Was he in? Yeah, he was the one. The one where Elizabeth Hurley was the devil and granted wishes. I liked that one too. Encino Man. He spoke out before another actor came out about it. Spill the tea about Kirk. Um, so I think that Kirk Cameron is a garbage human. That is my personal opinion about Kirk Cameron. On top of that, he ruined Growing Pains. Absolutely destroyed the show. And if you don't agree with me, you're wrong. So he wanted to do some book reading here in our area, and you got to remember, I live deep in the Bible Belt. No, he is. He uses his religion to better himself. So I'm not against religious people. I'm against people like him. So like those pastors. I do love Growing Pains though. Great show. So, anyways, he was supposed to do this book reading at the Hendersonville, Tennessee library, and it was some biblical thing. I do think so. It was some biblical thing that he was reading, which again, not a big deal, totally cool. But what ended up happening, the long and short of this story, is that the Hendersonville Library could not support the group of people that were coming. It was going to be a big turnout, and on top of that, he was bringing a ton of people with him that he didn't tell the library about originally. So he is Candace Cameron's brother, yes. I didn't know about that. I was just some kind of whatever his book was. I don't know what his book's about. But this has nothing to do with his book or him challenging people on his book. It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with his beliefs at all, actually. This particular situation. So basically, what happened was um, the library was talking to the Hendersonville Fire Department, and the fire department said basically that you would be well over capacity. It's very dangerous. I think there was Christmas Carol, not in our neighborhood, but he wasn't Christmas Carol. That was, you're thinking Chris Kirkpatrick is what you're thinking of NSYNC. And so it went back and forth, and then it was like the day before, and he wasn't responding. Like, hey, we need to move. They were talking about, hey, we need to move this. And anyways, he spun it and was like, and they didn't move it, and it ended up being a total shit show. And it wasn't, and there was just so much that went wrong. And then he spun it to make it look like the library was at fault when the library wasn't at fault at all. So yeah, it has nothing to do, his book. I mean, look, he wrote a book. He's an author. He is famous. He is a sitcom star. And people want to come see him, and that's totally cool. And there are people that support him, and that's totally cool that they do. No, not faulting about that. I'm just saying that the way that he treated the library staff and flipped it around, and now the whole town is trying to get the library staff fired, and it's just a really shitty situation. That's all I'm saying. It has nothing to do with his beliefs. For anybody who really likes him and likes Candace Cameron, it was just this particular situation. So anyways, that's all I'm saying. And then apparently he didn't clean up his mess. The library really stated that they did not sponsor him. He rented a room. Yes, that's exactly what happened. Oh, he was awesome on Growing Pains. He really was. And his sister was great on DJ Tanner was a great character. They were both like 80s and 90s sitcom stars. So, like I said, it has nothing to do with his religion. I'm not like coming after people's religious beliefs. I'm just saying this particular situation with the library. So you've heard of so Caldwell, you know about the situation. So I've seen all the emails because I live, in like that area. So I'm part of a group, and I saw the actual emails. And if you read the whole thing, it's just like it's really crappy. And then apparently they didn't clean up after they were done. So fire code violations, and it just made the library look real bad. And anyways, I digress. So that happened. So anyways, moving on. I'm not trying to offend anybody. They are on a local news station too. I didn't know that. I love Candace and Hallmark Christmas movies, but I have since seen a side of her I don't like. I know bits about her. I haven't really seen her. To me, and maybe she is as vocal as Kirk. Kirk is very, even like when he did that Fireproof series too, which actually the Fireproof series wasn't bad. Um, I think that wasn't it Fireproof that he did, or something. Maybe it was Left Behind. Left Behind, not Fireproof. Left Behind. No, I'm not exactly. That's kind of I'm not even against people who are Bible thumpers. I'm against people who use a Bible to further their own personal narrative. It was Fireproof. Okay. No, I don't have ID, so I didn't a pat, so I didn't get to watch it. If I can find a way to watch it, I will, and I can stream it for y'all. Did you find out what caused the feather bomb? Yes, a bird eating another bird. Apparently, Alyssa pulled up the Nest camera. So it's on Sling. Is it on Sling? Okay, then I need to go look, and we might need to stream that. Okay, I have Sling and Paramount Plus, so maybe we stream that tomorrow. You love Full House growing up. I'm disappointed in Candace Cameron and the way she judges people today. So I guess I need to do a little bit of research on her. But I love Full House. I even love the new Full House though, and I think that it was, yeah. So there's nothing new in the documentary. Okay, well, people still like to get caught up, I guess. I don't know what else. What else y'all want to talk about? Let's talk about. What was everybody's like favorite show growing up? Curiosity. I know that's kind of a really broad question, and for me, it depends on what genre. But I'm just curiosity. If you're like an '80s, '90s, early 2000s kid, like what was your favorite show growing up? Yeah, okay. You went you went down the rabbit hole for Full House. Now I won't watch it. Gotcha. I don't want to go down the rabbit hole. I love that show. Oh, I did like Roseanne. Roseanne was good until Tom Arnold took over. Twilight Zone is great. I Love Lucy's a good show. Rugrats, Saved by the Bell. So okay, Clark, have you heard me talk about Zach to the Future on here yet? Fraggle Rock, nice. Boy Meets World's a great show. Okay, y'all have some good shit. Some of these are really good shows. I never really got into. Some of y'all are dating yourselves with these shows, guys. Family Ties is a good show. I want to see if Clark responds to me and says if he what. Three's Company. Okay, Alf. Fraggle Rock was cool. Family Matters was a great show. Home Improvement. Yeah, I think Home Improvement was one of the greatest shows of the 90s. I agree with that. I also love like all that. Okay, so Clark, there's a podcast called Zach to the Future where Mark Paul Gosselaar, Zach Morris, is basically having to. He apparently has never seen Saved by the Bell. Okay, so he's going through these episodes one by one with the guy who created Zach Morris's Trash, which is hilarious, and it's a phenomenal podcast. You should definitely check it out. That's what I love. Now I love me some Dallas. Um, Fresh Prince is good too. Yeah. So, anyways, you should listen to it. It's really great. That's what I've been listening to in the car instead of Murder and News. Is that so? Um, Seventh Heaven, Caitlin. Until you find out what the dad did. Dallas and Knots Landing. That's pretty much the same show. Dynasty. Yeah, okay. Some of y'all are dating yourself, guys. 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter. I remember that show. It's called Zack to the Future. Zack to the Future. It's good. Seriously, you'll like it. Check it out. I don't even know. Some of y'all I haven't heard of these. Yeah, the dad did ruin Seventh Heaven, guys. You know the thing is he admits it too. Like he's like, what is his name? Somebody, what is the dad from Seventh Heaven's name? Sorry, Caitlin, I'm gonna ruin this. I love what was George Jefferson? That was the Jeffersons, Lori. What is his real name? No, he's not remorseful about it at all. Stephen Collins, thank you. Oh, Jetsons was good. Thank you. Stephen Collins, yeah. So for those of y'all who don't know, he had some allegations against him that he admitted to, including one story that he told on, I actually think I saw this interview on TikTok. I mean, I knew about the allegations, but this is him. I don't think he actually ever got arrested. But yeah, the Nickelodeon shows in the 90s were amazing. Okay, so Caitlin, so here's what happened. One of the stories that he flat out admitted to, and I think there's more than one, is that he is sitting on the couch watching TV with some 10-year-old girl. I don't know where she came from. And he takes her hand and like moves it onto himself. We'll just word it that way. And he leaves it there for a while, decides that what he's doing is wrong, and takes her hand, moves it, and gets up and goes. But it's more than just one, but that's one story that he talked about. So, yeah, he exposed himself to a bunch, but he also then had that situation with a 10-year-old. Was it his niece? That sounds right. That sounds right. So, anyways, he is a perv. Yeah. Mr. Rogers was a great show. Yeah, that's why, like, I'm with you. I used to love Seventh Heaven because that was like my time period. Love that show. It plus had Jessica Biel, right? So, but, anyways, yeah, he looks the other thing is the show was supposed to be wholesome. It was a wholesome show, and he was doing all of that stuff. Some of these shows, Canada. You guys have some interesting. I'm not gonna say strange. Y'all guys have some interesting shows in Canada, like Trailer Park Boys. I think is one of them. I remember Touched by an Angel. Bluey is a good show. I never got into 90210. I did like Dawson's Creek a lot, though. I've never heard of Mr. Dress Up, and I know a lot of '60s show. Yeah, Bill Cosby Bill Cosby really ruined it. The thing about Bill Cosby that was really challenging was that Bill Cosby was a phenomenal, especially when you look at the time period, was a phenomenal role model for the Black community, and the whole time he was doing what he was doing, and it really, he's sitting there telling, the Black youth, how to basically, ascend and, do, ascend the ladder and do more with your life, and at the same time he's, doing what he's drugging and forcing women. My mom met Bill Cosby. She has a picture with him at some kind of show that they were at. Hey Dude. Oh, I loved Hey Dude and Salute You're Short. Yeah, the Cosby thing, like, the Cosby thing bothered me. The one, yeah. Well, that's true. She was, yeah. Felicia Rashid was amazing, and she spoke 2 languages fluently. I mean, they put that in there. So I was just curious. This was an interesting conversation, interesting change of pace. No, anyways, got some good shows though. I never saw Airwolf. I know a lot about it. I've never heard China Beach. You took Barry Bond's parents backstage to meet Bill Cosby. That's cool. Buffy was good. None of y'all said Dawson's Creek. Oh, thank you, mamas. We're all over there. Sometimes we gotta get away from crime and murder. The Kevin Spacey case got completely dropped. I think somebody actually got. I think somebody actually died. Maybe I'm thinking about his show, but I think somebody died, or maybe nobody really died, and it was just House of Cards. I don't know. I don't remember, but I know it's. Do I want to be grossed out? I'm in Idaho, so that's interesting. Yeah, Idaho is. I mean, it is interesting. Nobody named ER that I saw. I liked Gilmore Girls when I was younger, but when I watch it now, Rory annoys the hell out of me. Mr. Ed. I don't know if I would classify Mr. Ed as a great show, but it was a show. And it was in the 60s. You could get away with literally anything. And I've never heard of China Beach, never seen it in reruns. MASH is a great show. I like Hogan's Heroes a lot, too. I watch those on Nick at Night or TV Land. Kevin, yeah, something happened. Oh, you can't do that on television. That was such a good show. Then that started as a Canadian show too. Oh, I used to watch Fear Factor in the early 2000s. I do like the Mindy Project. Jeffersons are great, as is All in the Family. Can we deep dive into some crime criminal show, please? That's an idea. Which one? Law and Order. I do. I love. Well, Jeffersons is a spinoff of All in the Family. So, yeah, Bewitched is a good show. Although Darren is a problem, y'all. Just SVU. And Cheers was a funny show. Criminal Minds. Sanford and Sons is a good show. Yeah, Sanford and Sons was hilarious. Y'all can just go like all day on this. Oh, we just finished You season 4 tonight. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, so I'm not going to give anybody spoilers. I don't even know what that is, Kim. What's with Darren from Bewitched? Like, okay, well, both Darrens. Yeah, both Darrens. First of all, the first Darren was better. I love Dexter. The first bit Darren was better than the second Darren, but like, if and the same thing with like I Dream of Jeannie. Like, why would make like you have this person that can give you anything, and you're like, no, let's not do that. Let's just like make you say this like housewife and be angry all the time. And, even though she helps him get every account that he just about gets, but like, I don't know, guys. Taxi is a great show. So I used to get up when Victoria was itty bitty, like newborn. We get up to feed her. I took like the 2 a.m. feeding, and I would always put on Taxi. I have not heard that Roseanne is going back on the show with the Connors, but they killed her off, so I don't know how she would unless they just. Mona was really the boss, by the way. I'm just going to tell you on who's the boss. Yeah, they wouldn't entertain the Richie part, which is no wonder Durwood was always unhappy. I would have loved to have done Supermarket Sweep. I don't know if we're going to hear it live or not. I don't know the answer to that yet. I don't know. I don't know. These are some Canadian shows that I don't know scoops. Some of y'all are pulling out some really old stuff right now. I can tell who are my millennials and my older generation. I know a real, I meant a real life crime, criminal something. Sorry. We could always do it like, I don't know, Boston Strangler, or, I mean, there's some good stuff that we could do. Oh my God, Dinosaurs. What a great show that was. You're not missing anything, Lars. We're talking about TV shows. Mrs. Kravitz was the thing. Like, yeah, why couldn't she just leave them alone? Lori Vallow trial starting in like a couple weeks, I think. I did not watch the Bling Ring documentary. I don't really get a chance to watch a lot of. The problem with Victoria, we watch a lot of her shows and like a lot of Miss Rachel, and a lot of like, what is she into right now? She went to American Girl Doll store yesterday for the first time. Picked up a Welly Wisher, so she now wanted to watch that. But typically, um, I don't know. We can figure out something. Noise finger wiggle. I don't even know what that is. I know. I still say some of those lines, like "not the mama." Miss Kravitz, there's real life neighbor stuff though. Yeah, that is true. You're Mrs. Kravitz now. That's hilarious. That dinosaur show with Not the Mama, that was called Dinosaurs. That's what it was called, Dinosaurs. Hello. Good evening to you as well. Man of the Lost. Y'all are still going on shows. I feel like I opened up a thing for this. Mrs. Kravitz was the OG Karen. I'll tell you what, you know what's a really good show? I mean, obviously it's a great show. I Love Lucy is a great show. And if you look at like what's behind the scenes with that show, um, Boy Meets World's a great show too. If you look at what behind the scenes with Lucy, Lucy started Desilu with obviously Desi, and it grew and they sold it. But she, being in Hollywood at that time, to rise to the level that she rose, and she forced them to put because they were hesitant to make her husband be her a Cuban man on there, and just for her to do what it was really impressive, like what she did. Yeah, Elizabeth Montgomery did wiggle her nose. That yeah. But I like Lucille Ball was really like outside of the show really quite impressive. Yeah, well, Ricky was Desi Arnaz was um he had a temper. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all a show that I used to watch. I used to love it. It's kind of stupid. Let's see if any of y'all remember. Any of y'all remember a show? I'll give you two shows. One, Parker Lewis Can't Lose, and the other is Erie, Indiana. Do any of y'all remember those? Any of y'all remember those shows? Yeah, I remember Twin Peaks being popular. I never watched it, but she was a master businesswoman in comic time. Yeah, she was. She was good. Debbie, you do. I think it was on Fox. You do remember? I don't know what the guy in the bank was called. Like you can't even find Parker Lewis Can't Lose anymore. And then and these have sound effects, but then it changed to Parker Lewis, and they got rid of the sound effects. That was like 80s. Yeah, I used to watch it too with my brother. Erie, Indiana was I think before CW existed. Erie, Indiana was kind of like a Twilight Zone slash Goosebumps type, or Are You Afraid of the Dark kind of thing all mixed together. Show like that. No, no worries. I'm probably not far behind you, Lisa. So, excuse me. I need to try to find Parker Lewis. Can't lose. Roswell. Okay. I did like the Beverly Hillbillies. I like the movie a lot with Jim Varney. Y'all naming some really old stuff. Oh, Real Monsters. That was a good show too. I never got into the X Files back then. Am I the youngest? I am the youngest. Yes. Okay, that's a good one. Soap. I've seen every episode of Soap, Doug. That is such a great show. If y'all want something hilarious, absolutely hilarious to watch, it's got Billy Crystal. It's got the woman who played Mona from Who's the Boss. Um, it's got somebody else too. I forget who, but it was called Soap. It was 4 seasons, and it was making fun of soap operas at the time. And it's like late 70s, early 80s. And there was something with his watch or something with the locker. I mean, it's been so many years. It's been probably 30 years. Which I think Benson was a spinoff of Soap, wasn't he? So the Soap was hilarious. Y'all, if y'all want something like fun to watch, that was a really really funny show. Yeah, it was. It was very groundbreaking for the time because he was an openly gay character. Very, very. Um, for the, very progressive for the time. I never heard of Ghost Rider, Emmy. Doogie Howser. Yeah, that was a good show too. I love Neil Patrick Harris, y'all. He is so funny. God, I just we got off the murder stuff now, and y'all just naming a bunch of shows. I created a monster with y'all. Well, Juju, I asked people what their favorite show was growing up, and that's what we've been doing for the last 20 minutes. A Plex or Crackle? You can stream Parker Lewis. Okay, I'll have to take a look. I have Crackle for sure. I had Plex a while ago. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I do vaguely remember Ghost Rider. Maybe. I do. I don't remember that episode, but I remember that show. I don't think I watched that show, but Mork and Mindy was a great show. That was a spinoff of Happy Days. Whose Line is still good. Quantum Leap is a really good show. So y'all just naming. Nobody said Major Dad yet, so y'all want to throw that in there. Seinfeld is a phenomenal show. Night Court is a really okay. So Training, you just like that was like the lineup as a kid. I loved Murphy Brown. I just finished watching You. That's good. There's a show called Ghosts. I think it's CBS, but you can watch it on Paramount. That is really funny. It's a sitcom. It's really funny. So you should watch that. A British show that I used to absolutely love that came here was Absolutely Fabulous. That was a hilarious show. Yeah, Ghosts is really good. Perfect Strangers is good. Yeah, Ghosts is a really good show. It's a good cast. We can have a discussion about You at some point, but the new season recently dropped. And I don't want to give anybody spoilers, but yes, I do want to talk about that because I feel like there's a lot of things, a lot of You things that you could rate back to Brian Laundrie and to Brian Koberger. Yeah. Oh man, I wish somebody. I don't want to do any spoilers for anybody, but I wish we could talk about it because that ending was something. I'm not giving you. I promise you, Clark. I won't give you spoilers. I promise. I'm not going to do that to you. I would not do that. You guys are still going over here. Yeah, there's so many shows. Yeah, we watched the second half of season 4. We finished it today. Okay, you're starting to say interested. Okay, trust me when I tell you, get through it because there is going to be a massive twist, and that's all I'm going to say. So you need to watch it. You is on Netflix. Yes, it's out. It's out. Sheba, pay very close attention in the very last scene. The show is called You. Just YOU. Yeah, I would say it is almost as good as Dexter. Yeah, there's more episodes of You. They broke season 4 up into 2 parts, and they dropped the last part I think on the 8th. So it's only been out for 4 days. Lori. We started talking about murder, then I asked people what their favorite show was growing up, and that's what we've been doing for the last 30 minutes. Are there any updates on the Madeline McCann thing? Basically, the biggest update that you have, and I need to give y'all a video update, is that she is in the U.S. and she has some information. I was talking to you, and she has, I guess, submitted for a DNA test. That's what we know at this point, and they're trying to get help with other things. So, okay, Lori, so they dropped the second half of the season. Just stick with it. No, I'm on YouTube right now, Pat, and no, you don't have to. You don't have to resubscribe. I don't even have subscriptions on there, but somebody told me I should do that, so I will. I have not seen Gone Girl. I know about Gone Girl though. Um, Sopranos and Entourage. Jessica will tell you, Sopranos is my all-time number one top favorite show. To me, there is no show that has been made that is better than The Sopranos, and I will die on that hill. I will die on that hill, guys. Sopranos. I don't care what people say. Sopranos is the best show that was ever made. I watched bit of 6 Feet Under. It was a long time ago. I don't really remember too much of it. I've not heard of Succession. Yes, I know. I know it creates stereotypes, but it's still a good show. I don't think I've seen Saints of New York. I've heard Shameless is good. There's a lot of good shows out there that I want to watch. Breaking Bad was really good. Okay, I'll check that out. I've not seen Your Honor. I don't have Showtime. Oh, you said bartend at the bar. The strip. The by bar, do we mean the strip club? You know, Tom and Jerry's pretty good. Well, I'm gonna respectfully disagree with you, Clark. It's a movie pre-Sopranos. Okay, is it a prequel to Sopranos? The Snorks. Nobody's called out HR Puffin stuff, by the way. Just saying. That's funny. They always had good music on at that club. I'll say that. Yes, we can't watch it with the baby around. We wait till she goes to bed and then we watch a few episodes of whatever. HR Puffin stuff's a weird show. The HR Puffin stuff shows you what LSD does. Is what that show does. Like when television creators like Sid and Marty Krofft. I watched it in reruns, Jamie. And Sid and Marty Krofft, there's no way you weren't on LSD. There's no way you could be not on drugs and make that show. But for the record, I also feel the same way about Super Mario Brothers, the original one. You got these two Italian plumbers that go through pipes and kill. They're called turtle doves, the turtles with wings on them, and these mushrooms that chase you, and mushrooms make you bigger or stronger or give you fire. You know, think about that. Like Super Mario Brothers, there's no way that wasn't drug induced or opium induced. Like no way. But HR Puffin stuff with the colors and everything, that's an LSD trip, no doubt. What was the other one? Sigmund and the Sea Monster. Okay, can I give you my take on the Murdoch trial? Like, did he order a hit, cartel, two shooters, etc.? Okay, yes, I can give you my opinion. I think that my friend Lori is in here, and I know that Lori feels that there could be cartel. This I've been told. I haven't heard you say it, Lori, but I've been told that this could be cartel involved. I personally do not believe um, there's cartel involved. Um, do I believe that he did it by himself? That I'm not 100% sure on. Although I don't see Alec as somebody who wouldn't throw somebody else under the bus to lessen their sentence. So that's kind of what I struggle with that. Um, so maybe there was a second shooter, maybe not. I don't know. I do think that he was involved. I, I personally think he pulled the trigger. I think that it's something that people are very capable of under certain circumstances. Unfortunately, supposedly, if there's any truth to the girl, the woman who was trafficked to him, I think I saw Caldwell. So I saw that video. I know the one you're talking about. So no, that was not. No, that was not Murdoch. That was Brian Walsh. So, anyways, that's what I think. I think he did it. I think that there's a dark side to him, and you know. Now the Anna Walsh thing, Brian Walsh thing. That when that comes to court, I'll be covering that too because that's interesting. Yeah, I think Pat. That's a really good. He had two guns, threw them off the cops, and dumped him in the swamp. So, no, I haven't heard any Lindsay Clancy updates. Do I think he was trying to save his son from going to prison for the boating accident and killing? Um, well, no, so the boating accident was his son Paul, who he did kill, or at least was found guilty of killing. The other one, that right now is not tied to Buster. It's just Buster's been mentioned. Yeah, you're up. Nikki's exactly. I thought the same thing you said. So Nikki said he always said he didn't hurt them. Hurt is different than kill. I think he killed them. I agree, and he probably did so they didn't suffer. Um, what about the Nicola Bully case? No updates on that either. I have not heard anything on that case since they found her. Yeah, I respect Lori's opinion. She's from that region. Her and I are friends. We're going to be actually doing a case together here real soon. That's just not. I just don't see it. I'm very hard pressed to think that cartels would get involved in something like that and not take him out too. That's where I'm at. I have not heard of the Tiffany Valianti case. I've not heard about that. Hopefully, I said that right. I think he shot them both from the right. He had, yeah, I think so. Maybe so. He might have had help with the cleanup. Maybe. I think he did it though. My personal opinion. There is some interesting stuff coming up. I actually went through today and got rid of some old playlists, like stuff like the Russian-Ukraine war, which I can't cover anymore because when I was covering that, the Russian bots came in and kept getting me shut down. So I got rid of that. I got rid of a bunch of playlists to make my stuff a lot easier. I didn't see where they said he had plane landings on multiple properties. I know he had the plane. Yeah, cartel isn't in it for pills, but supposedly there's some kind of like drug movement down there, and they're saying that he was involved in that. Now, what that consists of, I don't know. But if you're addicted to pills, I can't see you not getting addicted to cocaine. I have never done cocaine, like legitimately. I've never done cocaine, but I hear that people who do have done cocaine really like it. So I've heard that. I don't know if that's true. But that's what I heard. So I really haven't done it, guys. I promise you. I promise y'all. Most I've done is weed. I don't really consider that a drug, anyways. So, thank you, Amy, for the follow. All right, y'all. It is 11 o'clock. So we were like Alec on those opioids. Oh, 100%, Amber. 100%. Especially if you're taking a lot of them to the point that, in his findings, he apparently was taking millions of dollars worth of opioids. I'm going to try the Murdoch house in Times. He said it was for 8.49. Some guy on TikTok went to the trial, then to the Murdoch house in Times, but he said it was for 8.49 to 9.02. Interesting. Well, it's 12 where you are, but it's 11 where I am. Yeah, it used to be the rich man's high. Yeah, cocaine in the late 70s and 80s was like 80. It was like the 80s drug. So I probably can't get too much into that because then TikTok will shut me down. And I finally got rid of my account warning. I'm so very happy about that. Meaning to ask you if my mom has done what's needed to be welcomed into your home. No, I've not heard from my mom at all. And at this point, deep South mom, there's nothing, absolutely nothing my mom can do to be welcomed in my home again. Absolutely nothing. That time has passed, and unfortunately, my father is choosing to take the same path that she did. Now, my father's not a mean person. He's just very selfish and self-centered. He and I have been in a fight since November, and he has made no effort to even reach out to my daughter. Um, and so my sister is struggling with him as well, and my brother barely has anything to do with him. And so every time we try to talk to him about like boundaries and what our needs are, and like, so my sister was born in 70, so she's 53. Her birthday's in January, so she's 53. And her entire life, my dad always put his whatever wife he was on or whatever girlfriend he was on, because he's been married like 7, 8 times. Um, he would always put them ahead of her. And even with my mom was very physically abusive to her, and my dad never stood up to my mom, even for so she just wants to feel like, she's valued, and she doesn't. So she struggled with it. He completely cut off her children, and the reason he cut off her children is one of them is part of the identifies as being part of the LGBTQ plus community, and he will not accept them. And then because of that, the other two got cut off. The other two sisters got cut off. So it's just, but it's really funny though. Funny, not funny, haha, but funny. No, it's okay. Thank you. Guys don't have to apologize. I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm just trying to tell y'all the story. He just published a book for this product that he's been trying to launch for years. And on the back, he said, "I wrote this for my grandchildren," or I'm doing this for my grandchildren. I'm like, you don't give a fuck about your grandchildren. Like, you don't care. He doesn't care about his grandchildren. 3 of them he's cut off completely. Mine, he doesn't. He's not said anything. So, you know what? It's my pleasure to share it with you. I don't say my pleasure, but I don't mind sharing it, because it's one of those things where if people go through this type of a scenario, a lot of times there's a taboo around it, and people don't want to talk about it at all. And people should know that it's okay to talk about it. No, he's not sad or lonely at all. He's on wife number whatever. He can't be alone. He cannot be alone. His current wife literally stays drunk and high to deal with him. So, but there's a lot of people that will say, "This is your mom, this is your dad. You only have one." Well, yeah, you do, but it's one of those situations, and you really got to hand it to really Gen Z more than even the millennials. Is a lot of Gen Z and millennials are breaking a lot of cycles that older generations like boomers had abusive parents too, and they would never consider that. To them, respect was not an earned thing; it was automatically given. So, anyways, like, my dad got to a point too. I had to block. He was trying to get a rise out of me. It's really kind of funny. So he ended up getting blocked by me on TikTok. So the only following my dad really has is because of me, from when we were doing the narcissistic content. And he did a video, which he has since taken down because of the one comment he got, which was funny. But basically saying that I saw a video talking about where, what was the worst thing a parent has done to you? It's like, well, I want to know what the worst thing a child has done to you. And so the one person that commented said something like, "The fact that you would even make this video shows that your children must not speak to you." And he got mad about it, and he said, he's like, "Well, imagine having having a son that having a child, not son, he said, having a child that fakes his grades to you, lies about it while he's in college, blah, blah, blah. And I know that he's talking about me, and I literally never did any of that." And I said to Alyssa, I was like, "He's talking about me. He's trying to get a rise out of me. And I literally never, he's very selfish." I was like, "I literally never did." Here's the one thing that I lied about, grade wise, and it was not college, it was high school. So when my mom and I got into a fight, which was the beginning of my senior year, I moved down to Florida. And by the end of the year, I was tired of living there and I missed my friends. So like an idiot, I moved back up to live with my mom when spring break came. And I was supposed to be class of 2000. And I always wanted to stay class of 2000 because if you were part of that, it was a big deal from the time we entered kindergarten. And anyways, it. I basically went and got my GED, but I was embarrassed that I got my GED, so I faked a high school diploma. Even though I had technically graduated, I had a high school equivalent degree, but I faked that and sent that to him at the time for high school graduation, whatever. So that's the only thing that I did do, and there's nothing really wrong with that, I don't think, because it was just, I mean, I still had. It wasn't like I like lied. I was like, yeah, I just didn't want to admit I got a GED because then he would have been right about me leaving Florida and going back and living with my mom. So that's the one thing I did. But other than that, I never lied to him about anything. So, anyways, I digress. Yeah, it was. It was instilled in you. You were just, it was automatically. It didn't matter what your parents did to you, it was instilled. You know what? Thank you, Deep South Mom. As a dad, I can't understand it either. I'm with you. As a dad, I can't understand it. Like, when you have kids, like like I could never imagine doing the things to my daughter that my mom did to me. And I say my mom specifically because my dad actually was never, between my mom's, there was like a period of like 9 years of my childhood I didn't even see my dad. So, do you have a wife, and how many kids do you have? Toxic parents are bad. I do have a wife, and I have a daughter, one daughter. Well, thank you for that. It's okay. You know what? Everything that doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? Yeah, my daughter is my absolute world. Like I love my kids, like amazing. You're a strong figure. Thank you for that. I appreciate that, Caldwell. Yeah, it makes you. My daughter might be a little bit spoiled. Like it was weird. My daughter said something about hitting her, and I got it down. Because I used to get hit like a lot, and I got down. I'm like, I don't know where you got. I was like, Victoria, like, where did you get this from? And she doesn't really give me because she's 3. Um, yeah, you got to be careful with. Well, I'll come back to that in a second. And I'm like, look, you have to. And I said to Victoria, I got down on her level, and I said, look at me. I said, you your mom and I will never, ever, ever hit you ever under any circumstances. It's just, or it's not something we're gonna do. Your son's girlfriend's mother is toxic, and it's hard to watch and know what to say at times. So, Lori, I can tell you how to handle the situation, and you're not going to like it. The You can't say anything, and the reason for it um, is because somebody like that will take anything you say or do and twist it and turn it against you, and try to turn your son um, and his girlfriend against you. That's what would happen. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for that. It's yeah, it's unfortunately that is the case. Yeah, the thing is, I want my daughter. Here's the thing that I want my goals as a parent, and it doesn't matter what my goals ultimately are, but as a dad, my goals are I want my daughter to feel loved and valued and know that she is smart, and I want her to be able to be independent. And if she chooses to be in a relationship, it's because she chooses, not because she needs to depend on a man. That is my goal for her. If she wants to be in a relationship, absolutely, but I don't want it to be because she has to be. Yeah, we all we can do is be good role models, but and we're gonna screw up. We're absolutely gonna screw up. And that's one of the things too. That's why I am so adamant. I mean multiple reasons why I'm like it, but having a daughter may really put into perspective when we talk about women's rights and all that kind of stuff. It's one of those reasons why I'm so very, very, very strongly supportive of women's rights. I actually got a button today. We went to this bookstore and got Victoria a book, and they had a button. I was going to wear it tonight on because I figured y'all would get a kick out of this. And it just says girls just want to have fun. It says fun, but then after fun it finishes fundamental rights, and I thought that was funny. So, but funny, but true, but sad. So, good night, Emmy. So, and the thing is, I don't want my daughter to ever feel what I feel. And she's got college fund. She's got a little bank account we put $25 a month in. We're probably going to open an IRA. I don't want her. It is an awesome pin. I should wear it, or I should do a video on it. And the other thing too that I'm gonna tell my daughter, when she gets older, if she's ever in a situation like at a party and she's been drinking and she's underage or whatever, she will always be able to call us and we will come get her, no questions asked. I just want her to know that she's got parents that she can rely on and that will be dependable. So, well, thank you for that, Donna. So, anyways, I miss my YouTube lives too, Kristen. Like I'm using an iPad tonight trying to figure out what I want to do. I don't think an iPad's going to work for long term. I might have to switch to a laptop because I can't use my mic and I don't. Yeah. You have a shirt that says that? Awesome. Yeah. You know what? That's the thing. And if you were a millennial, or older, you could have never had your parents, for the most part, do that. For the most part, not everybody. Like that, yes, she will not be in trouble. Because I would rather her call me, and that way I can get her and know that she's safe. That's what's important. Because here's the thing, like I was talking about this with Alyssa. I used to, as a kid, not my dad's from school, he wasn't around. I used to lie all the time to my mom. And it wasn't for any other reason than it was fear of the repercussions. I never felt that I could come to my mom with an issue and not get in trouble for it. So it was easier to lie about it. And I don't want my daughter to feel that she has to lie to me. No, I didn't say we would never talk about it. I said she wouldn't be in trouble. I said no question. I would not. We would have a discussion next day, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna come get her. No questions asked. But here's the thing about that. But here's what I'll say about that. Um, Leah, if your child is in a situation like that, and they felt safe enough to call you, they realized the situation they were in, felt that it was unsafe for them, and called you for help. I feel like that's kind of the lesson you're wanting to teach them, anyways. Kids are going to make mistakes, teenagers especially, because let's be real, when we're teenagers, we're stupid, even into the early 20s. So, you know what? That's kind of the lesson. The lesson's kind of there. If your kid's responsible enough to make, to make that decision to call you, then, oh, my mom would have totally done that. That's why my mom had me thrown in juvie and left me there for like a week or 4 days. It was either 4 days or a week. I can't remember which. I have a lot of that blocked out. Yeah, we were stupid as kids. Yeah. YouTube's being quiet over here. We got 25 people on the YouTube side. They're being quiet over here. Yeah, exactly. Teach them that they can come to you no matter what. You have a 23-year-old, a 20-year-old, and a 10-year-old. Man, you were almost done, and then you had the 10-year-old have. How many children does my mother have? Two. My brother and I. I have a full brother. My mom and I have the same parents, but are from different. Oh, sorry, my mom. My brother and I have the same parents, but are from different marriages. And I have a half sister from my dad's first marriage. I think I can see the rest of it, Paradise. I think that's a good rule. Exactly. If they can't come to you with a small thing. And that's the thing, as a kid, they don't know how to navigate. And here's the thing, would you rather you be the one that teaches them things or their peer group? Or the internet, God forbid. Especially if you have a daughter. God forbid the internet. So, we have experience. It's going to be different. You have 3 daughters, so yeah, you get it. Self, not peers or social media. Exactly. Mom kicked me out, then reported me as a runaway. I had police pick me up and then refused to get me from. So we have the same mom. We have the same mom. Yeah, station I was turned over to. Yeah, I'm sorry that you went through that too. I'm sorry that you did that. So my mom had me put in juvie. So here's what happened with that. I did this for those of y'all who are new. I'll share because I haven't talked about narcissistic content stuff in a while, but I have a whole playlist devoted to it. Um, my mom, I had a hat that I bought myself. I was like 14 years old, 13 or 14 years old, and I had a hat, and I spent this in the 90s, right? So if I'm 14, it's 96. So it's either 95 or 96. I spent $30 on a hat of my own money, stupid hat. And I left it somewhere, and she got mad at me, and basically she said, "I told you 1,000 times to pick it up," which she probably did. And she picked it up, and she's like, "I'm going to throw it in the trash." So I went to go get it out of the trash. It was one of those with the foot pedal and the lid raises up. And I put my hand in there to go get it, and she sits on the trash can. My hand's on the hat. It's stuck. It's hurting. I refuse to let go of the hat, and I yank my hand out. Still have the hat. She falls off the trash can. She calls the police, tell them that I hit her. I never put a hand on her. I never would have done that ever. I've never hit really anybody. Like I've had like 2 fights my whole life, and they were with guys my own age in middle school. And anyway, so she had me arrested. I was taken to juvie, and she left me there. So I was willing to apologize. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you had to go through that, Lisa. Jessica on TikTok, you should check out what happened to her and people got on. I don't know who we're talking about. So, the sad part is what I was talking about my dad earlier. The sad part is at this moment, like I haven't spoken to him since November, and I kind of hate to like mention this out loud, but I kind of don't miss talking to him. It was every conversation we had, it was so combative. And what stemmed from our fight, there were 2 things that he said that kind of started the fight, and then it kind of got worse. Was he came here? You were here for this earlier part of this conversation, Leah. The earlier part, so he came up here, and within his first 10 minutes of being at my house, he dropped the N-word. And then he basically said that women deserved it by the way they dressed. In front of both of these comments in front of my daughter. Well, the car thing, though, sorry, that happened after that, but yeah. So that was a discussion that we had. So that is how my dad views women. How did I handle it? I'll tell you. Alyssa. So I mean, I was kind of like I was like, we don't. So I was there I had the N-word conversation with him, being like, this is not a word that we use in this house. In our family, don't say it around my daughter. Like, do not use this word. And he was talking specifically about Kanye West. And this was all, remember my dad's fully Jewish and Jewish. He doesn't go to temple or anything, but he is Jewish. You can email me, or you can email me, Justin's on TikTok at gmail.com with an S. And so, I mean, I get his anger to a degree, but not enough to use that word. We can be angry at people. Victoria's 3.5. We can be angry at people and not have to resort to using racist rhetoric. Like the color of a person's skin, people can be an asshole no matter what color their skin is. We don't have to use derogatory words for it. And the funny thing about, not the funny thing, it's not funny. The thing about the comment against women. So this is not the first time he's made comments like that. He was in the Navy, and he said that he never has believed that women should be in the military because men just can't control themselves. Which my response to that was, I guess we as men are just so incredibly Neanderthal, that we just can't control our animalistic urges. Like that's how pathetic we are. I know that a lot of us are that pathetic, but that's how pathetic we are as a gender. Well, we had the weekend and it got better, but then we got into another discussion about things. Yeah, my dad's kind of becoming an Archie Buck. We had a discussion about things, and it was along those same lines. But when it was here, he started talking about how he opens his TikTok up, and all it is these like half naked women or girls. And he starts showing me his algorithm and or showing me his TikTok. And his wife's standing there, Alyssa's standing there, and I'm like, "Yeah, Dad, you're the men who act like that don't listen to me. The men that act like that call me a cuck. They call me a simp. They call me a white knight, a white savior. Um, they call me all sorts of things because they cannot look at exactly. That's what I said. That's because of what he looks at. And I said that's because that's what you look at. Like, no, I don't. No, I don't. I'm like, yeah, you do. I said, let me show you my For You page. And I started scrolling, and there was not one half naked girl. Not one. Not one. There's a lot of car stuff, a lot of murder stuff. Um, Alyssa was called. He is a snowflake. He is a snowflake. So, and he's like, this is what he's like. This is, they wear these things. This is what they deserve. Blah blah blah. I'm like, dude. So Alyssa comes up to him and she goes, so okay, so she's Victoria's 14 years old. We're at the beach. She's wearing a bikini. That means it deserves that some man should come and just take her and force her because she was wearing a bikini. No, no. You're doing it right, then Paradise. You're doing it right. No. It's okay, Leah. It's okay. It's just he's been blocked on here because of his little um, video that he tried to make. That he I never told I told you all that what he said on that. He deleted that. What did my dad say to my wife? He kind of stood there. Well, what happened is she got so pissed, and she said to him something along the lines of, "God," and she's like, "It's going to be so much better when this whole generation no longer exists, or this whole generation is dead," something like that. Because unfortunately, a lot of his, especially males of his generation, are very problematic. It was, my dad will be 78 in April, and he's from that generation where women in the workplace were objects and not people of value. So that's how they were treated, and they still feel that way, unfortunately. It was a very harsh statement. My dad's statement was harsh too. They were both very harsh statements. They both apologized. I don't think but the difference is like, I don't think that my dad means his apology because he doesn't change his views. I thought it was a very harsh statement, but there's some tension. I have not watched the Chris Rock comedy yet. Keyword there. Yeah, I'm glad you said it too. Let's invite her. Fight. That conversation did not last that long. I'm inviting Alyssa, who can come on if she wants to with no camera and talk if she wants. Just going to keep inviting her. He lives in Miami. No, he's definitely. The thing is, my sister is kind of starting to see the same thing. So I have 3 children, 2 girls, 1 boy. I was like you. I was always told my kids from the age of 15. I told them, if you out with your friends and drinking, call me. It's good. That's the best I think you can do. Come on, Alyssa. Just come on without the camera if you're worried about being in Jam Jams. No, I don't fault her at all. She does need, Oh, good night, Jill. Yeah, I want to listen to come on. Well, she's the one that's not coming on. I keep inviting her, and she's the one that's not coming on. So she might be in bed or something. Her voice is scratchy and she's sleepy. We can do it on a different day. I don't know if I told y'all. I know we're getting late. I'll get ready to get off things. So we're toying with an idea for maybe in a second. Okay. You know what? I'm kind of craving some candy real quick. I shouldn't because I'm trying to lose weight. But hold on. We'll come back to the statements. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna get a snack. I'm gonna try not to eat that much of it. These Reese's Pieces are like staring at me from over here. How much of this can I eat? So it's 4 servings, so 38 pieces. I can eat 38 pieces. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can eat 38 of these guys. 1. I'm trying to lose weight. I'm down 5 pounds. I'm trying to lose another 15. So you don't have to talk loud. I lost count already. I think 3. Hey there. Hey there. You there?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can. I've already lost count, yes.
Okay, well, so I haven't been on long. I just saw my name pop up, so I think I have a clue what you guys are talking about, but
we're talking about Dad.
Yeah, hey everybody.
If you want, I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick. If you want to talk about some of the past conversations or that night, you can repeat what you said and I'll be right back.
Well, I don't know exactly how far you guys got, and I'm sorry my voice is scratchy. It's kind of like the other night. Every night my voice goes out, but during the day it's 100%. It's the weirdest thing. But I'm sorry, I'm whispering. Victoria's asleep in the next room, so I don't want to wake her. But so basically I had kind of had it up to my limit with some of his dad's comments. And I don't know exactly what he told you guys, but the last time he was here, within oh good, I'm glad I sound clear. Good, thanks. That's good. To me, I sound scratchy, but maybe not to you guys. Within, I don't even know, 20 minutes, we weren't even in the house yet because this was all caught on our Nest cameras, which I didn't know deleted after 30 days, so I'm kind of pissed. I didn't save it separately, but that's beside the point. But basically within a few minutes of him being here, he says the N-word right in front of Victoria, which is a huge no-no. That is not a word we say in this house, and especially in front of a 3-year-old who will mimic every single word that she hears. And that's not something she should say at preschool because they're going to have a lot of questions for us if she starts saying that. So that was straw number 1. And then it doesn't help that the whole ride back from the airport, him and Justin were just arguing politics, which is all they do when they're together is argue.
His fault.
Politics. It's both people's fault. We need to shut it down, which is usually I keep my mouth shut. All of these years, I have kept my mouth shut. But so there was the N-word, and then it's just he wants to. I don't even why he said this. He starts talking about all the women at the airport and how tight their clothes were. And then he goes on to say, oh, all these women, they know what they have coming. And starts talking about basically how women deserve to be assaulted based on what they're wearing. And that was the point where my brain just went into, oh, no, you didn't. You did not just say women deserve to be assaulted because they're wearing something tight. So I try to talk. I'm hold on. I was so let's talk about Victoria. Victoria